Hello. Hi. It's been a hot minute since I've posted something on here. In fact, it's been like over a year, I'm pretty sure. Maybe even coming up to 2 years since I've posted something on here. And you know what? That's okay because I am back and I am posting, and this feels really awkward and and it's like kind of embarrassing. I don't know why, but also it brings me a lot of joy and it's really fun. So I'm back with a quick speed paint of the 6 fan arts challenge that I completed recently, but I also really wanted to talk about 5 things that I've been doing to kind of help get me out of a slump. Yes, I've been in a slump. That slump lasted like a whole year. So 2019 probably I feel like I must have created stuff in 2019, but it just felt like I was so unmotivated and I had no inspiration, and I was just like, I feel like a lot of my priorities just did not align, and I was stressed, but I also was just, I don't know, just really unmotivated in terms of just creating anything, whether it was drawing or making videos. And it's taken quite a while for me to just slowly get back into the swing of things, especially right now. Man, what a time, right? But I really wanted to get back into this because it's something that I really enjoy, and I wanted to also talk about 5 things that I've been doing to help me get back some motivation and also, I guess, be more productive, even though I feel like at a time like this, it is completely okay to not be productive. But we'll get into that a bit later. So here's 5 things that I've been doing to help myself get back into the groove and get back some spark and motivation. So number 1, I have been mindful in trying to consume more content that inspires me. I know that sounds so simple, right? But seriously, it does so much for you. I've recently followed a bunch of new channels on YouTube. So I've been following a lot of new art channels that do a lot of draw with me's and vlogs. I've been also following a lot of bullet journal or stationery channels, because I don't know, they just really speak to me. So yeah, I've been just consuming a lot of content, and I find even just it helps keep me motivated because it's content that I enjoy, and then that makes me also want to create content, if that makes sense. I really enjoy watching vlogs as well, and they don't even have to be art related, but if they are, it's perfect. But I really enjoy watching vlogs, and I guess it's kind of especially right now, for me personally, I'm working from home from Monday to Friday, so because of that, I don't see a lot of people other than those that I live with. And it's just nice to have something like a vlog, not even watching, but just playing in the background so I can listen to it. And it's a real person speaking to the camera. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts too, which has the same effect for me. It's just hearing somebody else's voice, and because you constantly, I guess, listen, you follow them because you enjoy their personality or you enjoy what they talk about. And so that's actually been really helpful for me in terms of just slowly getting my motivation back. Number two is that since the beginning of March this year, since mid-March, I have been just incorporating journaling into my daily routine. It's it feels like all of a sudden everyone is really into journaling now. I originally got inspired by my friend Sai. So her handle is Love Soup on every social media ever, but she has been uploading vlogs and art videos, which have been so fun to watch. But one thing that I noticed in her vlogs was that every night she would sit down at the end of the day to first plan out her next day, like so for work, and then to write in a gratitude journal, and then to do a bit of travel journaling or art journaling. So I saw that and I was like, hey, I really want to give that a go. She also mentioned that it really helped her by journaling every day. So I was like, well, I need some help. I need some, just to feel good or whatever. So I was like, you know what? I have nothing to lose. Let's try this journaling business. I do, again, another thing that's really fallen through the cracks for me is I love making lists. I love planning things. Even if it doesn't go towards plan, that's fine. Just the fact that I have that plan there, it just eases my mind and takes away a lot of mental fatigue. And that's something that I actually stopped doing a lot since last year. I'm not too sure why. I guess life just got kind of busy, or I just stopped doing it because I guess I got a bit lazy and I forgot that it was something that really helped me and motivated me. But so anyway, long story short, I started journaling and I've got and now it's like out of control and I have so many journals. But it started off with one thing that I wanted to do, like one small thing, and that was to keep a gratitude journal. And it's really weird because as soon as I started keeping a gratitude journal, I noticed that all these other people also did it. Like a lot of other YouTubers I follow, in their vlogs, they mention that they've been keeping gratitude journals. I was like, it's like you don't notice something until, it comes into your consciousness and then you can't stop seeing it. But anyway, the power of the mind. So that was my thing, and so I decided to follow Sai's approach, which was so every time you journal, try to journal as much as you can, but there were times where I went 3 or 4 days without journaling, and that's okay too, but for the most part I've been keeping it as a daily routine. So you write down 3 things. You just write down something that happened that you're grateful for, someone that you're grateful to, and then something you take for granted. And I was like, oh, that's a really simple approach. 3 things, I can do that. So that's how it started. And now we are at the last week of May and I have been constantly doing that. I prefer to do my journaling in the morning. I just feel like it sets a nice tone for the day, just showing a bit of gratitude in the morning. And I also, like, at night, I don't always like want to write or whatever. I just want to chill. And then that sort of expanded to keeping other journals. So I got back into journaling and like making a plan for the week, and I used just a planner from Muji, and it's like a hybrid with bullet journaling. So I do that, and I find that just takes sitting down for like half an hour to an hour, if that, and just planning out what I want to achieve during the week. So I'll have art goals, I'll have wellness goals, any errands. I have trackers as well, both for things like, drink 2 liters of water and do your skincare and remember to take your vitamins. But I will also track current art that I'm working on and their progression. So I'll draw up a little page and fill that in as I slowly work on it. And it's not so that like it's to stress myself out and like force myself to complete it. It's more so just so that I can see where I'm at, and if I'm not too hard on myself if I don't complete a goal. But yes, on that note, I also keep a goals journal. So this is just like the weekly planner is for small daily goals, and that works well. But then I also try to keep sort of like a 3-month goal, a 6-month goal, and then an end of a year goal. And that actually ties in nicely with my next point. So number 3 is that I'm setting small, reasonable, achievable, and specific goals. So I have a habit I don't know if it's because I'm like an ENFP or I'm a Sagittarius, or I don't know, but it's like I will set goal. I think a lot of people do this. You'll set goals at the beginning of the year or whatever. You don't make them specifics and you don't give them deadlines, and then you sort of never achieve them. So I think I have a pretty, I wouldn't call it a problem, but I tend to not finish things that I've started. And that could be because I've lost interest, I have found it boring, or the goal isn't specific enough for me to achieve. Now, I also specifically made it a point to make them small, reasonable, and actually achievable goals, especially at a time like this. I feel like, especially right now, there are a lot of things that are completely out of our control, and especially with how things are, people can predict when all of this will blow over, but there is no certainty and there is essentially no deadline or end date. So to help myself and sort of ground myself, and also just give me tiny little fulfillments, I make it a point to make sure that my goals are achievable and something that is within my control. I don't know if that, again, I feel like it's been helping me. Don't know if it's like a universal thing, but as an example, to get myself back into drawing, I decided to do this 6 fan arts challenge. I've seen it, just in the art community, everybody is doing it, and I think it's really nice. I do think that it is a good thing for people to participate in these challenges, and I personally don't find them to be oversaturated or overdone. Even if everyone's doing it, I still think it's a really nice thing. So I set myself out to just, Ollie, just finish the 6 fan arts challenge. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be, just finish it and just have fun doing it. And I did. So I finished the 6 fan art challenge, and then I did the Sailor Moon redraw challenge. And so I've just been participating in a lot of small challenges that I know I can complete if I just stick it out. And even though it took me maybe about 2 weeks to finish the 6 fan arts challenge, but I was able to finish it, and that actually finishing the challenge helped me sort of build back just a routine of it doesn't matter how small, just draw every day or create every day, because it's something that I actually really enjoy. The completion of it isn't even the fulfillment. I try to remember that the fulfillment of completing the task is great, but I also really enjoy the process, and that's why I should do it, because I actually just really enjoy it. And yeah, so that was something that really helped, just setting small, reasonable, and specific daily goals, as well as longer term goals as well. So number 4 is that I have been trying to consume, and I've been down this deep dive of just trying to figure out wellness, and just how to be more content, and how to be just reframing, so to speak. So I've been listening to a wellness podcast called The Happiness Lab, and I actually found that through listening to another podcast, which is Jonathan Van Ness's podcast, and I love him. He's awesome. And I'm so glad that Queer Eye is coming back in June, but that's beside the point. So I found one of the people that he interviewed was Laurie Santos. In that week's episode, they plugged her podcast called Happiness Lab, and I was like, oh, this sounds like something I really want to get into and learn, because that's what I'm trying to work towards, and that's kind of my priority right now, in and amongst everything that's happening. So I listened to a podcast, and then in the podcast it mentioned that she actually has a free 10-week course or a lecture that she did at Yale, and I was like, well, this is free. I don't see why I wouldn't do it, because this is something that I'm really trying to focus on right now. So I'm 2 weeks in, And I feel like both listening to the wellness podcast every morning, and then doing those classes and doing the homework. So like she sets like happiness homework each week, and it's been really great. And I feel like even in the 2 weeks that I've been doing this, it's really just helped me feel good about things, but also help me stay motivated because I feel good, if that makes sense. The last thing that I've been doing is, and it sounds a bit silly because it's like the opposite thing, but I've just been allowing myself to do nothing and take breaks, and being okay with not being productive. So again, which is like the opposite of, I guess, what I'm trying to do, but it actually ends up helping. I tend to feel really guilty if I feel like I haven't achieved a lot of things throughout the day. I tend to feel guilty if I like don't exercise, but that's all like a whole nother can of worms. But it goes into the whole thing of just being productive and achieving things. And I think especially at a time like now, it's like everyone needs to be a little bit kinder to themselves. Obviously also other people, but especially like it starts with you. So it's like, be a little bit kinder to yourself. So I've been trying to work through, it's like, why do I feel guilty if I'm not productive? And then from there, it's like trying to rewire my thoughts and reframe things so that I'm not beating myself up so much for maybe being like super exhausted. Like I'm always tired these days. But I'm also just like, if I'm not productive and all I want to do is nap on a Sunday, I'm gonna let myself do that, because my body clearly needs it for whatever reason, whether it's conscious or subconscious. So allowing myself to just be kinder to myself, but also take breaks and be okay with not doing a lot right now has actually really helped with my motivation, along with everything else. It's been a real journey, but yeah. So along with that, oh my gosh, it's so noisy. I really wonder if you can hear the cars and everything. But yeah, and by doing all of these things as well as other things, and it's not like perfect every day, and I still feel down at times, but I do think all of these things have really helped me sort of get back into it. I still feel like I'm trying to build a healthy daily routine, and I'm still trying to work through a lot of that stuff, but it is getting better. And so that's something I really wanted to talk about, because it's really positive and really great. And I feel like right now what we just need to create more positivity everywhere, and not like blind positivity, just good stuff that makes everyone feel good. Well, I feel good, but I've been rambling for like almost 20 minutes, so I'm gonna stop there. And yeah, if you stay till the end and you actually listen to all of my like word vomit and like ramble, like cool. Thanks for sticking around, and I really appreciate it, and I hope I can keep creating fun stuff on here. All right, bye.